Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really zeroing in on Eli Lilly, the pharmaceutical giant.
That's right.
We're looking at where they might stand, say, 5 years from now, around April 2030.
It's a fascinating question.
We're using a recent analysis from the Motley Fool as our sort of guide here.
A good starting point.
And the goal really is to give you the key takeaways, a solid grasp of Lilly's potential, without getting totally lost in the weeds.
Makes sense. And Lilly's recent past is, well, pretty remarkable when you think about it.
How so?
Well, the Motley Fool piece points this out. Back in April 2020, just 5 years ago, Lilly was big, sure, but definitely not top of the heap.
Right. They were behind companies like J&J, Pfizer, Merck.
Exactly, in terms of valuation. But fast forward to now, April 2025, and wow.
It's a totally different story.
Completely. Lilly is now the largest pharma and healthcare company globally. Market cap around, $718 billion?
Incredible jump. So the big question the analysis tackles is, can they keep this momentum going? Does this trajectory have legs?
Precisely. And the analysis dives right into probably the hottest area right now, diabetes and obesity.
Okay, yeah. Most people probably know Novo Nordisk here. Ozempic, Wegovy.
Semaglutide, yeah. The active ingredient, they've dominated.
But the Motley Fool outlook suggests, the potential changing of the guard.
That's the prediction. They're saying Eli Lilly is actually likely to become the leader in both diabetes and obesity within these next 5 years.
And that's down to their own drugs.
Primarily, yes. Mounjaro and Zepbound both use the same active ingredient, Tirzepatide. That's Lilly's big play here.
And the analysis mentioned a key difference in how well they work, didn't it? Something about the clinical trials.
It did. It highlighted that the data showed Tirzepatide actually led to more weight loss than semaglutide.
That sounds like a pretty big deal in this market.
Oh, it is a significant advantage. But Lilly isn't, just stopping there.
No. What else?
The article also talks about Retatrutide. It's another drug, still in late-stage development.
Okay.
And the potential here is for even greater weight loss than Tirzepatide.
Wow. Okay.
We should get the big phase 3 trial results later this year, 2025.
Yeah.
Phase 3 is, the really large-scale testing.
Right. The final hurdle before approval, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. So if those results are positive,
Yeah.
that could really cement Lilly's dominance.
Now, there was another one mentioned, Orforglipron. That one sounded interesting for a different reason.
Ah, yes. Orforglipron. It might not pack quite the same punch in terms of pure weight loss numbers compared to Tirzepatide, but it's a pill, an oral medication.
Unlike the others, which are injectables.
Exactly. Tirzepatide, semaglutide, they're injections. So even if it's a bit less effective, the sheer convenience of a daily pill.
That could appeal to a lot of people. A different segment of the market, maybe?
A potentially huge segment. Lilly's planning to go for approval in the U.S. and Europe for obesity this year. So another thing to watch closely.
So it really feels like they're making a strong play to take over in diabetes and obesity.
It certainly looks that way. But the Motley Fool analysis was clear. Right? Lilly's not just a one-trick pony. They're looking beyond these areas.
Absolutely critical point. You have to look at the bigger picture. Lilly has a really deep and diverse pipeline. The analysis really stresses their strength in other areas, too.
Okay, like oncology, cancer treatments.
Exactly. They mentioned Verzenio specifically. That's their breast cancer drug.
How's that doing?
Very well. Generated, $5.3 billion in sales last year, 2024. And the expectation is that number grows significantly by 2030.
That's already a major revenue source?
It is. And then there's Jaypirca for blood cancer, expected to keep gaining ground. Plus, they have olomorasib in late-stage trials.
Right.
Non-small cell, lung cancer. So yeah, oncology looks like a really solid growth engine for them.
Okay, what about immunology?
Also strong. The analysis highlights Taltz that brought in nearly $3.3 billion last year.
Another big earner.
Yep. And they point to Omvo for Crohn's disease and Ebglyss for atopic dermatitis, both seen as having really significant potential in their respective markets.
So a pretty broad immunology portfolio then.
It really is. These target conditions with, significant patient needs. So success here really contributes to the bottom line and shows their wider R&D strength.
And Alzheimer's disease. Always a tough area.
Extremely tough. The analysis mentions Kisunla, where sales are expected to grow.
Right.
But the one to really watch, they say, is Remternetug. It's another late-stage candidate.
Its trial results will be key, I imagine.
Absolutely crucial. Any real progress in Alzheimer's treatment is, desperately needed. A win here for Remternetug would be massive, transformative, really.
Something fascinating the analysis circled back to was Tirzepatide itself. the Mounjaro and Zepbound ingredient.
Ah, yes. Its versatility.
Right. It's not just for diabetes and obesity anymore.
Correct. It's already approved now for treating obstructive sleep apnea.
Okay, didn't know that.
And maybe even more significantly, it's being tested right now, phase 2 trials for MASH.
MASH.
Metabolic-associated steatohepatitis. Used to be called NASH. It's a liver disease, potentially a huge market.
So one molecule, potentially multiple very large applications.
Exactly. It really shows the potential reach of their research. Finding new uses for existing successful drugs.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. We've got likely dominance in diabetes and obesity.
Mounjaro, Zepbound, maybe Retatrutide, the oral option.
Plus a strong pipeline in oncology, immunology, Alzheimer's.
Verzenio, Taltz, the potential in Rempenetrug.
And this versatile drug, Tirzepatide, finding new uses.
Like sleep apnea and maybe MASH.
So considering all that, the Motley Fool analysis gets to the really big question, doesn't it? The $1 trillion question.
Wait, literally. Could Eli Lilly become the first healthcare stock to hit a $1 trillion market cap by 2030?
And what's the verdict?
The analysis suggests the odds are, well, pretty good is the phrase they use.
Pretty good. Okay. But what about the valuation? Isn't the stock expensive right now?
That's the immediate counterargument, yes. The analysis acknowledges it, trading at nearly 33 times forward earnings.
Which sounds high.
It does, on the surface. But the key point the Motley Fool makes is that just looking at next year's earnings, that short-term view, it doesn't really capture the kind of growth Lilly might see over the next 5 years.
Because of all these pipeline prospects we've been discussing.
Exactly. When you factor in that significant growth potential across all these different areas, the current valuation starts to look, well, more justifiable perhaps, for a long-term investor.
Investors paying a premium now for expected future growth.
That's the idea. You're betting on that pipeline delivering.
Okay, so let me try and recap for everyone listening. The Motley Fool's take is basically very bullish on Eli Lilly's next 5 years.
Seems fair to say, yeah.
Leadership in diabetes and obesity looks likely, thanks to Tirzepatide and Mounjaro and Zepbound, with maybe even better things coming, like Retatrutide, plus the convenience of Orforglipron.
A multi-pronged attack on that market.
But it's definitely not just that. Their pipelines in oncology, immunology, even the challenging field of Alzheimer's, all look promising and set for growth.
Diversification is key there.
And Tirzepatide itself potentially becoming a treatment for sleep apnea, maybe MASH, adding more opportunities.
Expanding its reach.
So when you add it all up, that $1 trillion market cap by 2030, the analysis thinks it's, well, quite possible, really underlining Lilly's potential to be maybe the dominant player in healthcare.
It paints a very compelling picture of potential dominance, absolutely.
All right, so based on all that, here's something to maybe think about after you're done listening. Given this strong outlook painted by the analysis, what else could happen? What are the potential, curveballs or game changers out there over the next 5 years?
Good question.
Things like maybe unexpected regulatory hurdles. Or perhaps a competitor comes out with a surprising scientific breakthrough, even, big shifts in the economy. What else could really impact Lilly's path, either positively or negatively?
It's never a straight line, is it? Especially in pharma.
Definitely not. Lots to consider beyond just this one analysis, even if it is very positive. Something to mull over.